Yeah, now it's very clear. Okay, so whenever you have doubt, you can unmute and you can speak to me. Now I'll just going to introduce introduce about myself, and I'm going to tell about what are the topics I'm going to cover as part of this training. Okay, so before going to the topic, I'll introduce myself. I am Santosh, and I have around 7 years of experience in the workflow. I have done nearly around 10 to 12 implementations in the workflow, and for the last 2 years, I'm in the teaching field. I'm doing it, and I'm also part of the MNC company. I'm working on as an employee there. Okay, so basically I'm a web consultant. Then I converted to the functional. So overall experience I have around 7 years. This is all the introduction about myself. Now I'm just going to give you a brief introduction about the workflow and what are the topics I'm going to cover as part of this training. Okay, so the first one is, so in the workflow we have this workflow topics has 4 pages, and this is the page 1 of the 4 pages. Okay, as part of this training I'll be covering the complete concept of the workflow builders, which has the activity, send mail, user decisions, conditions, multiple conditions, event creator, wait for event, container operation, process control, loop, fork, block, and local workflows. So all these topics I will be covering as part of this. Okay, each and every topics I will be explaining with the real-time scenarios. Okay, and always using the real-time scenarios like sales order, vendor creation, purchase order creations, or customer master creations, or sales order change, like that. All the real-time scenarios. With the help of that, I will be explaining this. And the second thing also, we will be having some more related to the HR related things also. And the second important thing is the workflow business objects. So what are the things we have in the workflow business object, like key fields, attributes, methods, events, and how we are going to create it, how we are going to delegate it, how to create the complete custom business object. So all these things. And what is the bindings, what is the various type of binding we have, what is the difference between the event binding and the method binding, container binding, task binding. So how to do that. So all these things also I'll be explaining you. So this is the page 1. So, and I'll go to the page 2. So in one of the important topic in the workflow is the agent determination. So the agent is the person to whom we are going to send the work item or send the notification to someone. So how we are going to determine those people dynamically. So there are 9 ways to determine the workflow. In the workflow we have 9 ways to determine the agents: users, workflow initiator, expression, role, work center, and organization object, job position. So basically from the 5 to 9 is for the HR related things, and we will be mainly using for this 1 to 4. So I'll be covering all the 9 of this, and some of the advanced concepts like program exits, check function model, delegations, substitutions, exception handlings. So those things also I'll be explaining you with the real-time scenarios. And this is important point, production support. This is what is my production support is, in case in your company you will be having some existing workflows. So you will be a new workflow consultant. You will go, when you are going here, you should understand what is the existing workflow is doing. Suppose if it has error, you need to understand how we are going to rectify the error. So like all these things I will be explaining you in the production support. Like if you wanted to change, delete the work item, how to do that, how to change the container value, and how to forward the work item to other person, how to restart the workflow. So all these things. Okay, so this is the second part, and I'll go to the page 3. So in the page 3 I'll be covering mainly on the events. So what are the ways to create the events, and how we are going to create it, how we are going to attach the event in the workflow, what is the event linkage, how we are going to use the standard event, trigger the event using user exits and local events, wait for event, create event creator. So all these topics related to the events will be covered as with the scenarios. Then finally we have something like workflow, like deadline monitoring. Suppose we are sending some work item to some person, when he is not approving or not taking action, some so and so time or so and so date. Let's say you are creating a leave request and it's going to a manager for approval. If your manager is not taking the action for 2 days, you can send a reminder mail to him, or you can send an escalation mail to his boss. So all these things we can do. Those things are called deadline monitoring in workflow. So how we are going to achieve it? So that's what we are going to see that. And how to trace the workflow log and the errors, and how to find the container values, and how to debug a method, how to trace the send mail. So some of the class-based workflow also we will be seeing it, and how to trigger one workflow using another workflow. So that sub-workflow concept, and what is the workflow customization. And so workflow customization is something like whenever you are creating the, going for the fresh implementation, or when you install the system newly, you need to do some settings in the workflow in order to make the workflow to work, like RFC destination creation, W batch creation, and the prefix number creations, and deadline monitoring achievements. Like that, a lot of things are there. I will be explaining that also. So basically, basis people will be doing that, but for information, I will be explaining that. So in case if you get a chance, if you are doing the workflow the first time, you can do that without any help of basis people. And as I said, all the topics will be covered with the practical scenarios. So these are the topics I have it, and as a part of this training. So only topics. So in case if you have some specific requirement, if you wanted to say, we can add it here. So before I explaining about the workflows and other things, I just wanted to know about you. Are you a ABAPer, and how much knowledge you have in workflow? Are you new to workflow, or you have some basic knowledge, or what is your? I just wanted to know from yourself. Can you introduce yourself, Yogi? You can unmute and you can speak now. Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
an
can hear you.
ABAPer. Yeah, I'm an
Okay.
ABAPer. I have 3 years experience in ABAP.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
it's like I'm new to workflow. I don't know workflow. I want to have a fast track session for this workflow. So
Okay.
like how many days would it take?
No, if fast track means some people from US, they wanted to they have said that they already put in the project, so I wanted to learn as much as possible, so I'm ready to spend on the weekends also, they said. Then in that case I completed in 9 days, just completed
9
all
days.
the topics. Yeah, 9 days I completed, but
Okay.
they have to work, they have to spend more time on that, like whenever I'm trying to explain you on topic, and I will give some homework for you, so you have to
Okay.
work on that also. So if you are ready to
Okay.
cooperate, we can do it in that much time also. And if you are ready to
Okay.
spend some weekends also, it will be good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to know about this object-oriented ABAP. I mean, do you take classes even on that object-oriented ABAP?
Yeah, we will see some, you object oriented related to workflows, or that's a separate
No,
concept in
I mean separate concept as object-oriented ABAP.
Okay, so the separate class I cannot take, but what I can take it is we are going to use some class-based workflows. So basic
Okay.
things like how to create a class, how to call a method, what are things like 50% of the class I can take it, not
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That
Actually,
will be enough.
I have 2 years in Java also. So I
Oh,
wanted to have a new concept, either workflow or object-oriented ABAP. So in that case, I want to know like how many days would it take only for object-oriented ABAP if I prefer that?
no, object-oriented ABAP is totally that is different. Like
Yeah, that's totally
only
different.
yes, actually
Yeah.
this is workflow is a new module, but
Yeah.
object-oriented ABAP is one portion of ABAP. Okay,
Yeah.
so it comes under ABAP only. It is not a new module. So whatever we are
Okay.
doing it in ABAP, by using the
Okay.
object-oriented ABAP, we can do something little bigger. So like class and other things, but that will cover in the workflow also. But workflow is
Okay.
a complete module. It's a module.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
it is not a enhancement. Yeah.
It's like a functional consultant. Is it like an
No,
ABAP with workflow?
no, no. That is not a functional area. It's a technical area only. Like if you know
Okay.
XI, BI, you aware of
Okay.
that? XI, BI, all
I've
these things
heard
are there,
about
no?
that. Yeah.
Yes. So workflow is something like that, which
Okay.
will be using for the functional people. So like whenever your business wants to do something automatically, then
Mm.
they will come to you as a workflow consultant. Then they will you have to do that. See, if when you
Okay.
know No, when you know, I will tell you the concept. If you learn the OOPS concept, then still they will call you as a developer only.
Okay.
But when you learn workflow, then they will call you as a workflow consultant. No, you will be like a multimodal consultant. So then now you see, like, you know, it's now your choice whether you wanted to go for workflow or like, you know, this one.
Okay.
But I don't think learning OOPS concept will take 9 days. So all the topics we can learn it in, you know, 5 days, 4-5 days. Nothing bigger than this. So if you without you know, going for the course also, if you go and learn yourself also, you can learn it. Nothing great in that. Yeah. But workflow, it's a you know, lot of things are there. Like I said, no, these are all the 4 topics pages. So those many things are there in workflow.
Okay, I get. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to decide it, like whether you are you know, going for the workflow or you wanted to go for, you know, this one. But if you wanted to learn workflow, there are some prerequisites. Like you know, you should be you know, good in the select statements, creating tables, and creating function models, and you know, some function model select statements and other stuffs. You should be familiar with this. Then only you can learn it. Also, you should have some basic knowledge on, you know, the models, like sales order. No need to create, no need to know complete knowledge about it. Sorry. Like what is sales order, what is purchase order, what is you know, material. So all these things you should have some basic knowledge. Which table it will be stored, all these things. Are you aware of this, all these things?
Yeah, I am aware of all that.
Yeah. Then you can learn workflow.
Okay.
So sure. So you want some time or something, like you wanted to know what is your approach? Like you wanted to have some time, you are going for you wanted to think and decide, or like
yeah, actually I'm looking for a job change, so I found this workflow requirements. So that's how I wanted to learn workflow in a fast track. So might be I'll join in next month or sometime next month.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's you can always speak to Jagan. So our attend technology people, they will let me know when you want to start the class. Accordingly, I will start the class. And you wanted to go? Are you working right now, or like
I'm working right now. I'm working.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe it's like 20 hours or 25 hours it will take to complete all the topics, hours wise. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, hours wise 25 hours. So how much you can capture one day, and how much hours you can spend, and if you are capturing it fast, I think you can capture it fast, because you already know, you have the knowledge of web, and you know, statement, everything you have good knowledge, then you can pick up it very fastly. So all these things is like understanding the concept. If you know the concept, you can finish it in 10 days only. Okay. And weekends also we can spend some time, we can do. Okay. So but you have to decide it, and you know, let us know, so that we can quickly will start anytime. Anytime is okay.
Okay. Sure.
Sure. Yeah. So you have any other questions or anything, you can ask me. I can. So any specific question you wanted, you have something in your mind, so whether anything you have it, you can ask me, whether the workflow feature will be good or not, like that. Anything you have?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, then you can speak to Jagan. So that you can let them know about your options, and when you wanted to start the classes, or when you want to, if you are ready, then let me know, so we will start the class. And but all these topics I will be covering it. So all these are the topics list. And nothing, if you know all these things, you can put in workflow. So you can put it in the resume also. So you can say when you join the company, you can say that I have so many years of experience. I worked as a parallelly as a workflow consultant and ABAP consultant. So when project will come where you will do some changes as a workflow consultant also, like you create some workflows. Also you will do some programs, some you created some user exits, then that also you can do it. So workflow will come as a implementation, as a combination of the ABAP implementation only. So when you can put on implementation, that you can say as a ABAP consultant, I have done so much things, like I created 2 reports and 1 BDC and 1 user exit. And as a workflow consultant, I created 2 workflows for that. And next project, as a ABAP consultant, I did like this and I did. So you can say in the 3 years, you worked as a ABAP consultant as a workflow consultant. So you are multi-skilled. So you will always have a weightage.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anything you have it, you can speak to them and let me know. So we will take it further. Sure.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Bye.